And it didn't take long, I joined them. We were jumping the fence during curfew to go watch cinema and to hang out with girls. I began to learn all their tricks and all of that. Hello viewers, this is Boma Chief Anga here to continue my life story, my life's journey. My father, Chief Anga, suddenly passed on, and that brought untold crisis and confusion in his family. He was very wealthy, but he died without any will. He died intestate. And because there was no will, a wild scramble for every property he had started. Everybody who had privileged access was grabbing whatever they could. My uncles, my aunties, my daddy's friends, my acquaintances, business people, anybody that had access to any property that he has, home and abroad, were all scrambling for whatever part of his empire they could get. My elder brothers from the first marriage, they came over and everything changed. I suddenly saw my stepmother, the second wife, and the only legally married wife in court and in church. She showed up and declared that she was now the head of the family, and that brought another crisis. Eventually, Chief Anga was laid to rest, and my elder brother, the first son from the legal wife, filed to become managers of the estate, and that was granted to him by the probate court. So I had to leave the palace again because there was nobody to stay with me in the palace. The palace became deserted. But fortunately, I didn't have to go back to Agri Road waterfront. I didn't have to go back to the waste dump. My mother had thankfully remarried, and I relocated to stay with my mom at the Elekoya Housing Estate in front of the Liberation Stadium in Port Harcourt. Life became good again, and it didn't take long. I gained admission into the high school to begin my 6 years of college or 6 years of high school. My high school, I was admitted into Baptist High School. It's an all-boys missionary school. It was only missionary in name, but in practice, the boys were rough. The peer influence were amazing. Everybody competed among themselves who would be more notorious in breaking school rules. And it didn't take long, I joined them. We were jumping the fence during curfew to go watch cinema and to hang out with girls. I began to learn all their tricks and all of that. And this became a pattern in my early years in junior high, in school. But then something took over me at about that time. For a reason I can't explain. This was in 1985. A popular soap opera hit the TV screen, and it became a household sensation in Port Harcourt. It was called Bassi and Company. And the buzzword in Bassi and Company was to be a millionaire, think like a millionaire. I love that phrase. I love that refrain. It became my mantra to be a millionaire, think like a millionaire. And I've always wanted to become a millionaire because of my father. So I decided my life pursuit was to become a multi-millionaire in all currencies like my father. And therefore I had to change my mindset, my mentality. I began to have as my number one driving passion to become a multi-millionaire. When we come back in the next episode, I'm going to share with you how this mindset metamorphosed into making me become a multi-millionaire in the 1980s. Stay tuned.
Viewers, Chief Anga died intestate, and his estate became an all-comers pursuit. Here is a lesson for all of us to learn. Make a will. It is an African thing. The African man doesn't think that he's going to die one day, and we are the ones in Nigeria. You die at the age of 50. Life expectancy in Nigeria is 54. Write a will. If not, your children will become paupers, will become orphans, become helpless after you have died, even though you were rich. Chief Anga was a chartered accountant, Cambridge-trained chartered accountant. A man of means, but he died. And because he did not write a will, his children became destitute, more or less. Listen up, everyone. If you leave your children like that, you say to yourself, oh, why should I write a will? Why should I write a will? Your wife tells you to write a will. You say, you want me to die? You want to kill me? He doesn't want to kill you. Make a provision for your own children. Secure your future. Speak from your grave how your property should be handled. That is what a will does for you. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Please do not forget to be a part of what God is doing here. Subscribe to this channel. Send us your comments. Forward these videos to your friends. Many people will learn lessons from what happened in the life of Anga. Thank you very much, and God bless.